All right, shalom, shalom. I'm the brother Marakab. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone, all the Akim out there that are pushing this truth with nothing but sincerity in the name of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And when I say double honors to Great Millstone. And I wanted to read this precept right here. It's Psalms 94 and 1. It says, O Lord God, to whom vengeance belongeth. O God, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself. See? So it says, to whom vengeance belongeth. So, the Most High is dealing with you. He's going to have your back, though, regardless of the situation that you're in. Because if you read it in, let's read it in the, said blue letter, right? Yeah, it's right here. Look at it. O Lord, the God of vengeance. See? O God of vengeance, let your glorious justice shine forth. See? And it says, because Tulik, it says, arise and judge of the earth, give the proud what they deserve. See? It says, how long, O Lord, how long will the wicked be allowed to gloat? To win over us, So that's the thing about it, though, man. So we're in this truth, though, man. You got to rely on Yahweh Shema Shai to take vengeance, not to get your hands dirty, though, because, we can't, this ain't the ancient times, though, where if we were to see a fruity cake, somebody that's zesty, and, hey, we see that shit, they had to stone them to death, and that's part of the law. But in this society, we can't do that, though, because that's hate, that's murder, yada, yada, though. So that's the thing about it, though, man, that we just can't practice over here on this side, though. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Back then, we took things to our own hands, though. You know what I'm saying, though? But, sometimes, like I said, we don't need to, we don't need to get violent, though, man. Because that's what faith kicks in. Because, if we need a Yahweh Shai, though, Yahweh Shai Shai will take care of you, because that's what it tells you in John 10 and 29, one of my favorite precepts. So it says, my Father, which gave them me, is greater than me all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. See? So if Yahweh Shema Shai is dealing with you, guess what? Nothing's gonna happen to you, man, because there's been accounts, though, in the Bible of our forefathers, which we are our forefathers, that has happened to them. You know what I'm saying? The three angels, the time of Babylon, the book of Daniels, the three of them, they didn't get burnt, not even the smell of smoke was on their clothes. They were protected, though. And then they said they saw the fourth person, which was in there, an angel, which rather was Yahweh Shai, was protecting them. You know what I'm saying, though? So, that's a beautiful story right there. And beautiful an example, though. But like I said, though, we can't be on that crash out, we got to crash out spirit, though. Because what happens if you do crash out, though, and then, you crash out and then you get locked up? What if you get sentenced for another 10 years? You're going to be like, fuck, man. And if you're a true believer, you know damn well that America don't got more than 10 years. You see what I'm saying? It's literally on its last leg, though. So then you over here doing all kinds of shit, though, and for you to, go to prison for 10 years. You just never know, man. You probably get sentenced for 10 years, but you'll get released in 3 years. But what I'm trying to get at, though, is you don't want to be out there, man, unless you have to. Of course, protect yourself at all costs, though. But, we don't want to put our hands on anybody, though. But if they're going to do something to us, then we got every right to protect ourselves, though. You know what I'm saying, though? And that's why I say is the vengeance, we put curses on people though, man. If anything though, like that Edomite that we're camping over there anymore, we put curses, on dude though. We believe dude lost his home. You know what I'm saying though? It's like he's not living in that bitch though. I'll tell you that much. You see, but all of us put curses on dude because you're acting like a fucking demon. And you know what I'm saying? Because we were some niggas, we could have been like, nah, like fuck this guy, like he lives right here. Let's go fuck with his car. Let's go fuck with his house. We'll just wait for him to get out. Get out of his house and get him. Like on some nigga shit though, So that's why even that day when he approached me and the brother, me and the brother were just camping though. And I remember that day I was in a good mood. I was like in a good mood, man. Just because I was out there camping. And he was walking up. I even greeted dude like, hey, like with a smile, dude. I believe I greeted dude with a smile though, and no, the dude was like, hey, turn out the camera. I was like, huh? Kind of threw me off though. Got me left field though, and then right away, afterwards, I seen him that he was acting like a demon though. So then I was like, at first I was just like, because my mind, my mentality at that day was that, man, that's our last day, like, because me and the brother were gonna relocate because they were gonna open up they already did a Panda Express though, so we didn't want to be in that same spot though, and we just talked to the brother and said that was literally our last day there, so it was like, man, we didn't give a shit though, but this guy was just acting like a straight demon, and and I was like, I'm not gonna, brother don't want to, you know what I mean, like we don't want to do it, but I just know that. And then he's like, oh, where you guys from though? And I didn't answer dude though. You know what I'm saying? But the brother just, at least he threw out another town that, I'm not from though. But he's like, oh, hey, Avenel. And I was like, oh yeah, Avenel. You heard of Avenel? I wasn't even trying to talk to dude though. It was like, piece of shit, But that's what I'm saying though. I could have just easily crashed out on dude though, man. Because that's the thing though, man. Because they ain't fucking trying to walk up and trying to intimidate us. You know what I mean? Fucking nobody intimidated, But those are the type of things we're talking about though, So this guy doing that though, you know what? We didn't have to take vengeance on dude though, Because even the story about Moses in the book of Numbers though, 15 though, when it talked about the when the earth swallowed them up, Or was it 15 though? Yeah, because it talks about the story about Korah. Yeah, and where it talks about where it talks about. See, look, because even Moses, said these wicked men, right? It says, number 16 and 25. It says, and Moses rose up and went into Dathan, and Abraham and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, for the tents of these wicked men. And it says, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. So they gat up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abraham, and every side. And Moses said, hereby ye shall all know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them my own mind. And it says, I'll skip down to 31 to what happened to them, right? And it says, and it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking of these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods, they all that appertained to them went down alive in a pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. See that? And that's powerful, man, because that's some scary shit. Imagine you were one of them. Imagine getting swallowed though. Fall into a pit, man. Like that's some scary shit, So that's what happened with them, Now, I couldn't imagine the people that saw that though, man. They saw Moses like, hey, don't mess with Moses though, because Hey man, we just seen the earth swallow some wicked ass people though, and shit, you know, like don't mess with Moses. And of course, now I'm comparing myself to Moses, but it's the same thing with the men of the Lord, man. You mess with what? Well, what does it tell you though? What is it in? You know, in Matthew's 19, where it says it rather be a millstone around your neck. Let's see. Oh, it was actually 18. Slovakia. Matthew's 18 and 6, it says, But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, which is talking about the elect, right? It would be better for him to have a millstone were hanged about his neck, that he will drown in the depth of sea. See? It says 7, it says, Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. See? And see, that's what I'm talking about, man. So, you know, it'd be better for you to grab a millstone, put it around your neck, and just jump into the fucking sea than to offend, though, man. Because you could offend the brother, the electo, any other way by just mugging them, saying shit, doing something, trying to do something, though. You know what I'm saying, though? Because that's offensive, though, man. You know, you try to slander our name, though. That's offensive, though. You know, so that's what we're talking about, man. So, like I said, let the vengeance be of the Lord, though. Because for his man, he always came through, though. You know what I mean? For his man, he always came through. So, it shouldn't be no doubt, though, that, you know what I'm saying? Because we are going to come to those crazy times, which is Jacob's trouble, though. You know what I'm saying, though? But we got to move with faith, though. You know what I'm saying, though? And I'm not condemning any brothers that, you know, have, you know, weapons or, you know, knives and things like that, though. I'm not saying nothing bad about them to have them. You know, brothers have them. I know some states, though, that could carry that, open carry, though, you know. I mean, if you could. And it's like, if you could, you know. But me, you know, over here in California, the you know, you can't have a felony, though. And, you know what I'm saying, though. So, you know, I can't get one, you know what I'm saying, though. But it's fine, though, because even before I came to the truth, when I was in the world, I've been around the guns, though, but I just never liked them, though. You know what I mean? Because I was like, man, if I get myself one of these, this is me being in the world, right? Before I came to the truth. And I'm not saying, like, if I was like, man, I have one of these, you know, things, you know, these bangers, though. And over here, you know, Cali call them bangers. Who knows what the fuck I'm going to do with it, you know? So I was like, why have it? I'm not going to use it, though, either, you know? So I'm like, nah. And it's okay, though, you know? If it comes a time of path where I have to use one, then so be it, though. But it'll be in my defense, you know? So that's the thing, though. So, like I said, brothers could, hey, brothers, do what you got to do, brothers, you know? But we're not going to be fucking, you know, showing them off or taking them to camp, though. You know, like Sakari would be doing that shit, though. And things like that, though. So, like I said, though, man. But anyways, like I said, let the vengeance be of the Lord, though. I think that's what I'm going to call this video. So, you know, with that, you know, just want to make a short video, though, you know. Because we're coming into the time, though, where we're going to need faith, though, man. You know, so. And then the thing is, though, is in Jacob's trouble. Imagine we're in a time where it's like it's never been like this before, right? A horrible time, right? And then if you try to live by the law, then you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail miserably, though, man. It's bad enough that we can't keep it 100% because we're here in Babylon. Because you know what I'm saying, though, we got to go to our enemies for our resources, our sources, though. And then it's, you know what I mean, at time of Jacob's trouble, though, like you're telling me that you're still going to be able to keep the law 100%, though? Like everything that's going on, though? You know what I'm saying, though? Come on now, man. In those times, you got to have faith, though. You dead ass got to have faith, though. So with that, you know, hopefully this video was edifying. Till the next time I say, Shalom.